Hey there, and welcome back to Daily English Learning, the place where real English meets your real life. I'm Liam, and today I have something special for you. We are going to learn and practice English with a story, but don't worry, we are not reading a whole book. This is a short, simple story that I wrote just for English learners like you. Here is what we will do. First, I will tell you the story slowly and clearly. Then I will teach you some important words from the story. And finally, we will practice shadowing. That means you repeat after me to improve your pronunciation and speaking speed. So get comfortable, relax, and let's begin. The story is called The Lost Key. A young woman named Maya lived in a small, busy city. Every day, she did the same things. She woke up, went to work, came home, and watched television. Her life was quiet, very quiet, too quiet. One rainy afternoon, Maya was walking home from work. She took her usual path through the park. But this time, something was different. On the wet ground under a big oak tree, she saw something small and shiny. It was a key, an old gold key. Maya picked up the key. It was heavy. The metal was cold. She looked around, but there was no one nearby. She thought, whose key is this? She waited for a few minutes, but nobody came. So she put the key in her pocket and went home. That night, Maya could not sleep. She kept thinking about the key. Where did it come from? What did it open? The next morning, she decided to find out. She went back to the park. She looked at the key again. On one side, there was a tiny word. She needed a magnifying glass to read it. The word was library. Maya felt excited. She loved the library. It was her favorite place in the city. She walked quickly to the old library building. The librarian, an old man with white hair and kind eyes, saw her coming. He smiled. Maya showed him the key. I found this in the park, she said. It says library on it. Do you know what it opens? The librarian's eyes grew wide. He looked at the key carefully. Then he whispered, Follow me. They walked to the back of the library, past the tall shelves of books, to a small wooden door that Maya had never noticed before. The door was old and dusty. It looked like no one had opened it for many years. The librarian took the key from Maya's hand. He put it into the lock. It fit perfectly. He turned the key slowly. Click. The door opened. Behind the door was a small, secret room. It was not big, but it was full of treasures. Not gold or jewels, something better. The room was filled with old handwritten notebooks. Each notebook had a name and a date on the cover. The librarian said, This is the memory room. For 100 years, people in this town have written their stories in these notebooks, their joys, their sorrows, their dreams. Every notebook is a life. Maya felt something change inside her. She had always thought her own life was too quiet, too simple to matter. But now she saw that every life has a story worth telling. She asked the librarian, Can I add my story? The librarian smiled again. He handed her a new notebook and a pen. This room has been waiting for someone to continue the tradition, he said. You found the key. That means you are the one. From that day on, Maya came to the secret room every week. She wrote about her small adventures. A funny conversation with a neighbor, a beautiful sunset, a new recipe she tried. And slowly, her quiet life became something else. It became a story. And that is the end of The Lost Key. Now let's learn some useful words from this story. I will say each word, explain it simply, give you an example, and then you can repeat after me. This is shadowing practice. Ready? Let's go. The first word is usual. Usual means normal, what normally happens. For example, I took my usual path through the park. Now repeat after me. This is my usual coffee shop. Good. Next word is shiny. Shiny means bright because light reflects from it. For example, she saw a small shiny key on the ground. Repeat, her new car is very shiny. Great. Next is nearby. Nearby means close, not far away. For example, there was no one nearby. Repeat, is there a grocery store nearby? Excellent. Next is magnifying glass. A magnifying glass is a tool that makes small things look bigger. For example, she used a magnifying glass to read the tiny word. Repeat, a magnifying glass helps you see small details. Good. Next word is whispered. Whispered means spoke very quietly. For example, the librarian whispered, "Follow me." Repeat, she whispered a secret in my ear. Nice. Next is dusty. Dusty means covered with dust, old and not cleaned. For example, the door was old and dusty. Repeat, the attic was dark and dusty. Good job. Next is tradition. Tradition means a custom or belief passed from generation to generation. For example, this room has been waiting for someone to continue the tradition. Repeat, in my family, we have a dinner tradition every Sunday. Perfect. Next is adventures. Adventures are exciting or unusual experiences. For example, she wrote about her small adventures. Repeat, traveling to a new country is an adventure. Excellent. One more word, sorrows. Sorrows means deep sadness or grief. For example, the notebooks contained joys and sorrows. Repeat, we all have our own joys and sorrows. Great. Now let's practice shadowing with full sentences from the story. I will say a sentence and you repeat it. Try to copy my pronunciation, rhythm, and emotion. First sentence, Maya picked up the key. Your turn. Second sentence, she looked around, but there was no one nearby. Your turn. Third sentence, the librarian's eyes grew wide. Your turn. Fourth sentence, he turned the key slowly. Your turn. Fifth sentence, every notebook is a life. Your turn. Sixth sentence, you found the key. That means you are the one. Your turn. Seventh sentence, her quiet life became a story. Your turn. Wonderful job, everyone. Now let me ask you a question. Did you notice how Maya's life changed? She went from being bored and lonely to feeling connected and purposeful. That is the power of stories. And that is also the power of learning English. Every new word you learn, every sentence you speak is like finding a small key. And one day, that key will open a door to a world where you can talk to anyone, read anything, and share your own story. So here is your challenge for today. Think about a small moment from your own life, a time you found something interesting, or met someone kind, or discovered a new place. Write one or two sentences about it in the comments below. Use the past tense. For example, last week I found an old photograph in my grandmother's attic. It made me feel curious. Or, 2 years ago I moved to a new city. It was scary, but I learned a lot. I will read your stories. I will cheer for you. And remember, where every life has a story worth telling. Your English journey is part of your story. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button. Subscribe to Daily English Learning. Share it with a friend who loves stories or who is learning English. Thank you for listening. I'm Liam. Keep learning, keep dreaming, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.